In this short episode, I talk about the changes that have been made to Amnesia since going into charter. First, TMM graphics have been added all around the boat. There's no doubt Amnesia is a charter boat now. As charterers, we liked TMM and we still like TMM as owners. Cushions have been added everywhere around the cockpit, a lounging pad on the coach, and one starboard of the cockpit table. A large ice chest now doubles as tight but workable seating for two at the table. Why add an ice chest when we have a fridge, a freezer, and a fridge-freezer combo in the cockpit? More about that later. The nav lights have been relocated and now the bow pulpits protect them from being ripped off by mooring lines. With so many Lagoon boats going into charter, you think Lagoon would have thought of this one. An AC outlet was added to the locker where the Rain Man water maker is. No more extension cord needed. I'm a huge fan of the Rain Man. It's an easy, manually operated, relatively cheap way to get lots of fresh water. A water maker is essential on Amnesia since there is only a single 80-gallon freshwater tank. The Mercury 4-stroke outboard has been replaced by a bigger 2-stroke. TMM thinks 2 strokes are more reliable, but I'm not convinced. The smaller tank we had stored in the forward locker has been replaced by a large tank that crowds the deck. I'm not loving these changes. This change makes me laugh. Here are all the tools a charterer needs. At least that's all they'd get. I suppose it makes sense when the charter base is only a phone call away, but when we got on board, I brought my full bag of tools just in case they were needed, and they were. Another change involves our cockpit refrigerator freezer. It is a Vitrifrigo DRW180A. You may recall this scene from episode 18 where ice built up on the fans and had to be defrosted, in spite of it being marketed as being frost-free. I left out the part where the control panel failed due to corrosion, in spite of it being marketed as being waterproof. Vitrifrigo wouldn't honor the warranty, saying it shouldn't have been installed in the cockpit. So Jai and I bought a new one and sealed it well with Permatex gasket goo. This wasn't good enough and it failed. TMM put in a new one and in less than 6 months that one has failed too. So for now the unit is marked inoperable. It actually is working as a refrigerator, but the thermostat has been bypassed and it is a constant draw on the batteries. Needless to say, I am not a fan of Vitrifrigo and will be replacing this soon with something, maybe just a storage space. All of the boats in TMM's fleet are individually owned, and what this means for Amnesia is it has things on board that we put there and like to have when we're on board, and they're available for anyone who charters her. There's the Instant Pot, which is great for making roasts or rice, our compact washer, spinner, dryer, and 2 other things we really like. Before Amnesia went into charter, the only cushions we had were comfort seats. We have 3 small ones and 3 big ones. We like them because you can move them anywhere you want on the boat, like we did in episode 6. I put a small one at the helm to have a nice padded place to stand barefoot instead of on hard fiberglass. And we have 6 swim noodles we tie a rope through from stern to stern to create our own little private swim area.
You want to get out?
These are all little things, but they make sailing Amnesia more enjoyable for us. That's it for this episode. In the next one, I'll show you what we saw on our return to the USVIs on Amnesia, our charter boat.